Now imagine that we're already in an AI-based economy, and there's a bunch of businesses, obviously, and in a world where 90% of your client experience can be automated, you see the 10% that stays human will decide basically who wins. Um, because what's really funny right now is that a lot of companies, and I see each one of them. They kind of trying to this kind of AI race that I call it, where they're trying to automate almost everything, even things that not supposed to be automated. They trying to automate them also. I mean, we see chatbots, self-service, AI recommendations, everything, even customer service. I mean, if you well, not maybe not all the shipping companies, but the most kind of recognizable or the most popular shipping companies, I will not name them. That's not, I'm not doing that. But those companies actually, they when something is not working, you have a shipping problem, or you cannot pay for the shipping because whatever it is, doesn't really matter. First things first, you have this kind of help chat, and you talk with the chatbot basically, and then you have to you have to almost beg the chatbot to let you talk to a real person to resolve your problem, whatever it is. Um, very frustrating if you were in that situation where there's a problem with the shipping. In my case, there was a problem with the custom fees, and yeah, I waited. 20 minutes talking to a chatbot that basically put me in a bunch of options that not not no there's nothing that was resolving my problem, that's for sure. So when customers only meet machines, as it was my case, the journey feels cold and disposable. Well, actually, I felt disposable. I felt that I didn't really matter. So in this stream, I wanted to go a little bit deeper. I wanted to let's just explore what will happen and why we need to have those kind of human touch points, or we need to have a human within the loop, even if we use AI. AI have tremendous capabilities, especially right now we're discovering that it has cognitive capabilities that's better than humans. In some cases, yes. In some cases, no, because a I mean, the foundation of an economy is just an exchange of goods and services between people, right? If there's a completely automated system, well, that's kind of takes the humanity away from it. So in this stream, I'll show you how to design what's called customer journey, which is just customer experience within a business that use automation for speed but keep humans for trust and loyalty. I already did the whole video talking about trust, why trust is important, and yeah, if you don't have loyal clients, well, I mean, you're not gonna be sustainable, that's for sure. So let's go ahead. I'll just I'll just jump in. Let me put this myself aside. I would this is case. And let's go with the first thing. Okay. The rise of automated journeys or automated client experience. You see clients basically not only clients, but company wants efficiency. I want efficiency. We all want efficiency. AI handles onboarding, FAQ, frequently asked questions, checkout, feedback. As an example, I could give you the airlines with automated check-in kiosk and also chatbots. Yes, I agree with you. It saves cost for sure, but customer frustrations skyrocket when something goes wrong. And believe me, there's a lot of things that could go wrong within a business. And at least at this point, there's very few chatbots or AIs that could help. Especially when it's something that needs to be handled by a human. So the key point here is that automation can optimize steps, but it can't replace reassurance. And we as humans, we're emotional beings, we have feelings, we need reassurance. And there's no automated system will be able to provide you. It can, I mean, automated system AI can mimic emotions, but it's not the same thing as, human handles something. So next, what makes human touch points irreplaceable? Well, first things first, you have empathy. And I know you're gonna say, yeah, but AI could also show empathy. No, it can't. It can mimic emotions, it can mimic feelings, it can mimic a bunch of things. But true empathy, not doesn't go through the machine. So machines can show real care when customers are stressed. That's just not gonna happen. You need to have humans. Then trust. I talk a lot about trust in the economy. Humans reassure, explain, and take responsibility. I mean, you cannot have highly complex system or highly complex AI taking responsibility. You need a human. Then memory and connection. You see, humans remember stories, context, personal details. And as an example, I could give you. Let's imagine a hotel app handles booking, but it's the front desk smile that makes you return. I mean, and I'm sure you have you have probably have experiences where the front desk wasn't smiling. Well, I mean, or basically there were other things that didn't go as usually it is. I mean, it doesn't matter how much you automate the whole experience. Is the human smile, the human warmth that actually you're gonna remember, not necessarily the automated process. Next, let's map. If you do a mapping of the journey, where to keep it human, where to make it human, because a lot of things could be automated. That's for sure. You could automate a bunch of things, but not every steps of this client experience needs a person. You need to focus humans where emotions are high, where you have emotions basically. I mean, critical moments, let's say the onboarding of new customers. This is an emotional, especially when you dealing with consumers. I mean, the company, but even companies, they see if the company cares, somebody cares or not. Problem solving when things break. Um, yes, I mean, some people will say, yeah, but AI will be able to handle it in a very limited way. It could, but still, you need to have humans to take responsibility. Then making big decisions, like in finance, healthcare contracts, that's not supposed to be AI. AI could make it faster, easier, clearer, but you need to have a human that will take responsibility when it comes to making decisions, especially big decisions. As an example, I could give you, the online banking. I'm sure if you have an account in a bank, I'm sure you're using online banking. AI automate transfers, but loans discussions, when you need to take a loan, needs a human advisor basically, because there's just a bunch of aspects. Yes, it could be automated with an AI, but if, I mean, if there's mistakes that somebody needs to take responsibility for mistakes that will happen, and mistakes will happen. That's for sure. So what insights would could get from it? You know, automation handles routine, everything that is repetitive, but humans handle emotion. Emotion is the key. Emotion is the key. I always say that. Next, the cost of removing humans completely. Let's say you wanted to remove humans completely from business. We'll have CEO and a huge automated system that will handle everything from marketing to sales, even client experience, and whatever it is. But let's just focus on the client experience, the customer experience. We'll have a cold experience for sure. I will guarantee that. Customers feel like a ticket number, not a person, because they are a number within an automated system. Yeah, we're gonna lose loyalty. easy to switch to competitors if no relationships is built. Yeah, I mean, when you have no relationship, I mean, let's say you have 10 companies that kind of offering the same product. I mean, and one of them you could interact with a human, you see the warmth, you feel somebody cares, and the other companies just have an automated system. Obviously, you're gonna go to the company where somebody cares about you. Then brain run damage. One viral bad experience with a bot can hurt reputation. That's for sure. Well, actually, that's why I'm not even for the shipping companies that using AI as a basically a customer support. I never mentioned the name of the companies because I'm sure a bunch of people had a bad experience, and this is something that they're gonna see that it's not a good idea to use AI as the first the front man or the front woman when it comes to customer experience. So one viral bad experience with a bot can hurt the reputation. That's something that we companies need to be aware of it. As an example, let's take an airline chatbot, giving wrong refund info. Then a customer could just post online whatever what the fact that he didn't have is its refund, and then you have a bad, you just have a bad reputation just because you put an AI in this experience around the client. So one of the point that are kind of important to take into account is that cutting all human touch points save short term. In the short term, it saves a lot of cost, but kills long term trust, and that's critical. I mean, I prefer having to spend more resources, having it cost more, but keeping the long-term trust. Because if you lose trust, it's just a matter of time, and the company will have to disappear basically because it's all the customers will be gone basically. Next, designing hybrid journeys. You know, one thing that I kind of learned over the years by being in the field that AI is really good for speeding things, for speed. Humans are good for meaning. So you plus AI for speed, humans for meaning. And a practical basically design is to use AI for FAQ, frequently asked questions, booking, scheduling, but then you have to insert humans at specific checkpoints where basically somebody needs help. And then there's a pop-up with a real agent. Then you kind of blend personalization basically. When AI recommends, but humans confirm. I could give you an example. Let's take a luxury brand. They use AI for product suggestions, right? But a human stylist basically closes the sale itself. It's not the AI, it's a human. But a bunch of suggestions could be kind of could be brought by an AI. That's not a problem at all. But you need to have somebody as human to intervene on some level, especially when it comes to taking care of the client. So the key insight here is that the best journeys are not fully automated. They're intelligently blended between AI that we are gonna use for speed, for automating routines or very repetitive tasks. So we're gonna blend AI with a human that practically act where the emotions are there, where you have a meaning, where you need to have some warmth, somebody you need to see that somebody cares basically about whatever you're doing. So what's the practical framework? And you know me, I love frameworks. You need to basically you need to add human touch points somewhere within the whole cycle. Ask, you need to ask, critical questions. First things first, at which stages are customers most anxious? You know, what is the stage, what is the step within the whole experience where customers need to have this emotional boost, or they need to know that somebody cares basically about, whatever they're buying or whatever service they're offered. Then you need to ask yourself the question, where do mistakes cause the most trust? If the system makes mistakes, is it gonna, have an impact, negative impact on the long-term trust? If it's the case, well, you're cooked. You're cooked. I mean, because there's no way you're gonna still be in business if your customers don't trust you. I mean, trust is the basis of the economy itself. If I'm giving you money and I receive nothing, or I receive something that I didn't expect to receive, or I if I receive almost nothing, it's called basically a scammer fraud. It creates a situation where I have no trust in you. It's that simple as it is. And the third question you need to ask: where can a human make the biggest difference in loyalty? Where can a human make the biggest difference in loyalty? That one is critical. It's really critical, because you see, you need to have loyal customers. You need to have loyal clients. Without it, I mean, I know now, like there's no business that will be able to survive if there is no loyal clients. That's for sure. And the rule that I'm using the 80/20 rule basically, is that automation handles 80%, but the 20% human moments define the experience. So you basically leverage a lot with AI, but then you don't automate just to automate. So, this is, we got through that. Okay, so in conclusion, if we make a recap, all right, of what it was all about. Automation makes the journey efficient, but humans make them memorable. And as a closing line, I would like to say that AI can guide your steps, but it's the human touch point that make customers feel seen, heard, and valued. That's the emotional aspect that you need to take into consideration. Not only the automating whatever needs to automate it, because if you do that, um, imagine you have 10 companies already that competing for the same product or service. What will be the difference? I mean, they're gonna go for the company that actually offers some human warmth, some human care, or for the cheapest price. But you're not gonna win on the price. Compete with other companies just on price. It's, well, let's put it this way, it's brutal. And that's not a game that anybody could win. The only way you could differentiate yourself is if you care about your customers and the clients, and there's somebody human that could intervene and could basically create this warmth and this kind of trust and connection between you and your clients. So that's it for today. If you have any questions, comments, put them in the comment section, and subscribe if it's not already the case, and I will see you in the next one.